Welcome to the FaceTime segment. Today we'll be discussing on the IT sector. We're going to discuss on the upstream and the downstream sector. And joining here with me is Delssohn Lim, who is the Director of Springlab Distribution, as well as Maurice Tsui, who is the Regional Vice President of Violin Memory. Now, thank you for being on our show today. So, for Delssohn, you have about 13 years of experience in the IT industry. Now, what kind of trend have you seen in the last 13 years?
Okay, for the last 13 years, you look at 10 years ago, you are talking about, people just talking about point product.
Right.
Nothing else. People are just selling, reselling all the point product. But talking about 10 years later, now people are talking about value added. What sort of things that you can actually provide on top of the product that you're actually selling. So there's more solution selling now compared with last time just a point product selling.
Right, okay. And in terms of business, I mean, you have 20 over years of experience in business development as well as sales. Now, in that perspective, what kind of trend have you seen in terms of sales for Violin Memory or even other types of businesses that you've been through?
Well, actually, the last 20 years has been, the IT industry has gone through tremendous changes. Yeah, so we've seen the rise of local vendors in the region. So 20 years ago, probably most of the famous IT vendors are mostly from America, a few from Europe. So nowadays we actually have some, for example, major players from China and so on.
Right.
Yeah. So that's been one of the changes. And the other one is that from the vendor's perspective, 20 years ago, maybe there was still a few American vendors who insist on doing direct sales.
Right.
So I think from that perspective, the industry has kind of opened up a bit, and most companies now acknowledge that, especially in Asia, you have to go through a channels model.
Right, okay.
So channel partners like Delssohn, Springlab are key to any vendors.
Market.
Yes.
Right. So what kind of markets is Malaysia open to for this IT sector, for the products you are actually giving out in Malaysia, your aims and your target, what is it?
Okay, if you look at Violin Memory, what their key message to them is speed.
Right.
Right. So there's now in all the industry, across all the industry, you look at, because we have been talking to many customers, we understand many customers have challenges, have their pain point. So we actually understand that there will be some form of thing that they want to actually achieve. So in order for us to help them to achieve, I think the key thing is we have been doing storage business for 6 years.
Okay.
And Violin Memory is certain related into storage business. So most of the time, I think most of the organization, they will have some challenges in terms of their back-end performance. Right. So we will see across all industry, as long as they require demanding on performance, that is the industry that we will be in.
So does Springlab Distribution also distribute Violin Memory products?
Yeah, yes.
Right. So what is the target market like? How do you define target market for them?
Okay, before that, I think what I need to do is to share with you distribution model for us. We call ourselves is a validated disti.
Okay.
So what we do is we have two sales team.
Okay.
So one sales team is to handle customer directly. Another sales team is to handle reseller, that means the channel partners.
Okay.
So our most of our market segment in terms of partners will be very much focused into the channel base.
Right.
So we'll be working closely with all our reseller to achieve to their end user requirement.
You are the middle party, basically.
Yes, so we can call that.
So how do you manage both? You manage the resellers as well as the customers. How do you manage it?
Okay, so we actually, as a valid disti, we have multiple responsibility. We are playing principal responsibility as well.
Right.
we are doing normal trading distribution responsibility,
Right.
and we're also doing system integrated responsibility. The reason why, because now I think market are very competitive, so we need to bring the brand in front of the customers,
Right.
and we also need to bring the brand in front of our reseller.
Exactly.
So that's how we do. So we have two coverage. So once we engage the branding with the end user, we will still work closely with our channel partners.
Right.
That's our business
Now,
model.
Maurice, could you tell us more about flash memory?
Okay. Flash memory, it's a fairly new technology, although in terms of usage, everybody who has a smartphone would be using flash memory every
Right.
day. So basically, compared with traditional storage in the market that Violin addressed, we're talking about traditional storage in the sense that traditional spinning media hard disk.
Okay.
Yeah. So flash memory is purely a semiconductor. There's no moving parts.
Okay.
Yeah. As a result, it brings multiple benefits.
Right. What kind of benefits does it bring?
As Delssohn alluded to earlier, the most obvious benefit is speed.
Speed.
Yes. So in terms of speed, if you compare with traditional hard disk spinning media type, a very simple rule of thumb is in terms of read speed,
Right.
we're probably 1,000 to a few thousand times faster.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the kind of speed improvement we're talking about.
So they say that speed in terms of memory, like speed just like your memory, is that true?
Yes, because flash is actually memory. Yeah.
Right.
So I think that the slogan that storage at the speed of memory refers to what's called DRAM, which is
So
the
how
highest
does it have a
performance.
better response? How does it have a better response?
Well, the technology itself, if you think about a traditional hard disk, there's actually a platter where the data resides on in terms of magnetically, and there's a moving read-write head. Yeah, so you magnetize the platter spin, and the read-write head moves in and out. So it's really a very intricate piece of micromechanics.
Right.
Yeah, so you can imagine that the platter spins, the read-write head moves, so everything takes time.
Right.
Yeah, because it's physical movement.
Right.
Yeah, whereas with flash, it's all electronic signals.
Right.
Yeah, so there's no moving parts. It's electrons traveling.
Is there any disadvantage to it?
I would say yes, probably. Things that you need to get used to. Flash itself has a finite lifespan.
Okay.
Yeah, but then again, even with traditional media,
They have a
the hard disks don't last forever.
Yes, definitely.
Right, yeah.
Now, you being a distributor, how would you compare flash memory like Violin Memory has to other companies out there?
Okay, we also Hitachi data system distributor.
Right.
So we have been working with conventional kind of technology.
Right.
But look at Violin Memory in terms of flash, there will be few key different.
Okay.
I think what Maurice was mentioned about speed, I think that's not only that. I think there will be more than that. They will be talking about power and cooling.
Right.
Power and cooling is key now, especially in data center space, because of memory
Okay.
compared with all hard disks.
Right.
So the space and the power cooling will be the big benefit to the customers.
Right. And what is your approximate sales volume? Having a lot of products out there and being the distributor, what is the volume size like?
Well, Maurice was asking me how much can I do. So I told him the sky is the limit. Okay, that the reason why, because flash memory is new in Malaysia.
Okay.
The reason why customers are start looking at flash is trend. I think all our mobile devices using flash, and customers are start looking at this because there will be this is the next generation's technology.
Right.
We see that the price to be, because there's a demand now, so the price will be of the flash will be coming down, will be more competitive. I think the like what I tell Maurice, the sky is the limit.
Sky's the limit, yeah?
Yeah.
So you do not want to give us the exact sales volume of it?
You know why? Because once I give the exact sales volume, then Maurice will tell me that why don't you do more?
Okay.
We can discuss this separately. But I think we are very confident that we will capture at least 20% of the storage market
Right,
over
so-
here in Malaysia.
Okay, and how about next year? What are your plans for next year in terms of sales volume? I mean, what is your target like?
Sorry?
What is your target like for next year in terms of flash memory sales?
Okay. This year, I think this is close to, this is your Q1 for Violin Memory.
We're coming up towards the end of our Q1.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so
So maybe I'll answer on behalf of Delssohn on that one. For next year's outlook, I will be very disappointed if we don't achieve 3-digit growth in terms of percentage, because we are, as Delssohn pointed out, flash is still a relatively new technology.
definitely.
Not just in Malaysia, but throughout the world, and especially out here in Asia Pacific. So we are starting from a small base because it's new, it's just being introduced. Yeah, Violin's presence here is fairly recent.
Right.
Yeah, so I would be very, very disappointed if we don't achieve triple-digit growth.
Right. So what is a Violin Memory's competitive edge compared to its competitors out here?
Oh, I could go on all day on that question.
I would love to hear that.
Yeah, but very basically, there are a lot of products out there that claims to be flash,
Okay.
and they're not lying. Yeah, they do use flash technology. But for example, if you package flash technology into what's called an SSD, a solid state disk,
Yes.
yeah, which is now generally available. You could go to the computer mall and buy one. Yeah, that type of flash system, in terms of performance, manageability, scalability, and just overall how it fits into an enterprise environment, is totally different from what we offer. What the product that Violin offer, we design the product from the ground up. Basically, we start from a clean sheet of paper and design the product from the ground up to, first of all, take advantage of all the performance and other advantages that flash makes available. And secondly, our product addresses the enterprise shared infrastructure market. So, for example, we have very, very high reliability. Yeah, our current product, every single component inside is redundant. It's almost impossible to imagine failure of any one component knocking out the product.
Right.
Yeah, so that type of thing, while multiple vendors use flash technology in their product, the overall system design and the complete product, including the software available,
Right.
the management functionality that we
Right.
offer.
So we do know that Violin Memory is reliable, and of course it's redundant as well. And then, of course, we have the distribution center, which is a Springlab Distribution, which distributes all these IT solutions to its customers. Now, how do you engage with your customers? Talking about your customers base, now how do you manage that?
Like what I shared with you just now, the customer base that we engaging now is through our reseller.
Right.
But obviously, we also have a direct team who handle the customer directly. The reason why, like what I shared with you, those days we talking about point product. Now customer are looking at the end-to-end solutions.
Exactly.
So we will be doing some key coverage to the key customers that will bring more value to our customers, as well to the reseller. There's so many distributors in the market. So reseller will also looking at why I need to work with Springlab Distributions. So the key value to us is we have the consultant team, we also have the technical team. So we are able to design, implement, and support the entire solutions,
Right.
which we are giving a lot of value back to our end customer as well as our reseller.
Right. And how about your profit margin? If we look at your profit margin, what kind of profit margin are you looking to attain for this year?
Okay, For standard profit margin, if you just deal with hardware, the profit margin is not so great. But because we involve on the end-to-end solutions, so we have services, we have support, so the profit margin usually will be double digit to us and also to our reseller.
Right. And how about flash memory? I mean, having this new flash memory in Malaysia, what kind of profit margin are you looking at?
Well, I can't speak on behalf of our partners because we do sell through partners.
Right.
So, yeah, our own profit margin, because we are
For
publicly
manufacturing
we
costs.
are publicly listed company. So I really can't disclose details like that. But you can get a glimpse of that from our publicly available
And your
financial reports. Yes,
Right.
but there's a key point here because we address a performance problem. Yeah, so if you have a performance problem, imagine you're an IT director or a CIO in a company, you have a performance problem, you've been trying to resolve it, and you've tried a lot of things, spent some money, and it still doesn't work. Violin is actually very effective in a number of environments, in dramatically improving the performance of IT systems. So in that type of environment, you can imagine the price becomes a secondary concern because you have a problem that you need to solve. Yeah.
So the main aim for Violin Memory is to solve a problem rather than looking at the price.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And the performance problem, the problem we solve is a performance problem. And this is one of the reasons why we are so positive about Springlab, because they are one of the few companies that get that performance message. They have other products in their range that complements very well and overall address the performance issue very effectively.
All right, Maurice and Delssohn, we're going to take a short commercial break and we'll be back in a bit, and we're going to talk about GST taxes and how it may affect their products and services. So stay tuned with us. Welcome back to the FaceTime segment, and yes, we are discussing on the IT industry, specifically in the distribution part, and of course the new flash memory that Violin Memory has right now. So we have here with me, of course, Delssohn Lim and Maurice Tsui, who is going to discuss with us more, and we're going to also talk about GST taxes specifically. Now, Delssohn, could you tell us whether GST taxes will have any kind of impact on the products that you are selling?
The GSP 6% that we are talking about, I think the key one is earlier when we have the discussion, we was discussing about this. So I've shared a little bit to you that to customers, there will be an impact for sure in terms of the spending, in terms of some of the terms and conditions that apply to different customer or different industry. But the most important thing is, I think customer, to us, we need to actually look at absorb the GST to the customers. So I think to customers there will be not much of changes. But internally, to customer in terms of budgeting, of course there will be some
changes. But of course the products, there won't be much price and increase or anything like that, right?
No.
Right, okay. And how about for manufacturing costs? You know, you're producing flash memory, you know, I mean, will it have any kind of cost adjustments that you may need to do?
Well, I think naturally, because as flash gets a widespread adoption, the price, like anything else, is going to come down. So flash has already come down in price dramatically over the last few years. Yeah, just imagine how much your USB flash drive cost 5 years ago, and look at it now, SSDs and so on. So I think as a natural process, as more and more enterprises and customers adopt flash technology, the demand for flash increase, production increase, price will come down.
Will come down, yes, definitely throughout the years. Now, Delssohn, could you tell us what kind of other brands are you distributing other than Violin Memory?
We are a little bit unique. We are the technology distributor.
Okay.
Brand that we carry, of course, Violin with our latest sign-up. We carry in terms of the server side, we carry NEC.
Okay.
Then in terms of the storage, we have Violin and Hitachi.
Yes.
Then recently we also look at the vertical market. So vertical market, one of the vertical market we want to focus is healthcare. So we bring in CareStream as a software to actually complement to our solutions.
Right. And you are going to distribute it to the private or public hospitals?
Both.
Both.
Yes. Then coming to networking, we carry ProKit.
Okay. How will this affect this memory that you will be distributing to the hospitals? What kind of impact will it have on the lives of people?
Okay. You look at the reason why I share with you that we carry the CareStream. I think the most important thing is they are looking at patient data.
Patient data.
Yeah,
right.
patient data is the key. So how can we assure that the patient data is always stored and in the right storage, and also give them, because to doctor, they are very fussy. They want to look at the report fast enough.
Right.
So that's the reason why Violin Memory can play this part very well. To pull out the data immediately, they'll look at the report and all those.
Right. So it will also go in the healthcare systems as well, right?
Yes, any application that requires speed, and obviously when people's lives are at stake, you need the fastest response you can from your system.
Right, and of course this will have a great impact on hospitals' employees as well, where they can actually look at things in a more faster way, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, other than healthcare, is there any other stream that you're looking to go into?
Yeah, that's a difficult question to answer, because the recent, in the last few years, with consolidation, virtualization, the wave after wave of technological advancement, we are now at the age of what's called big data, because we've collected so much data that it becomes that there's a qualitative change. If you have enough data, if you have the means to analyze them, you can actually get a lot more out of the data than just what the data says themselves, like trends and so on. So big data is definitely a trend, the data analytics. Yeah. So I think that affect multiple industries across the board. Yeah. There are very few industries that I've come across that are not looking at data analytics and having a big data.
So this is where
drive.
Violin Memory comes in.
Yes, because if you imagine, if I need an analytics report, say for the retail industry, I need to know when my trucks leave my warehouse at 4 a.m. in the morning, what sort of goods should be in those trucks. If my report only comes out at 5 a.m., it's no good to me. It's rubbish, right?
Yeah.
So that's why speed it's a critical factor here. So and Violin is part of the solution that could deliver that speed.
Right. Now, could you tell us, when you import products, what kind of import duties or restrictions do you have to look into?
So far, in terms of IT, they will have no import duty to Malaysia.
Right.
So far, unless you are bringing in spare parts, then there will be an import duty.
Right.
But if you submit all the serum to the government, you will have import tax free.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so that is good for the IT
Yes,
industry,
yes,
where there will be no import duties if any kind of IT solutions are imported. Any kind of thing that you think that the government can do further for the IT industry to progress it more?
I think the Malaysian government over the last 10, 15 years has already done a tremendous amount to promote the IT industry.
Right.
So not being Malaysian myself, there's only a limited amount that I can comment on that. But as an outsider, if I have to name, countries in Asia that has done a lot to promote IT, Malaysia would definitely be one of them.
Okay,
Yes.
so Malaysia is of course the integral part as always for investment opportunities, especially in the IT industry. Now Delssohn, could you tell us more that when you import these products, is there any kind of effect of temperature that can actually cause any kind of harm to these IT solution products?
Temperature will be definitely is a key in terms of how you handle with the import when you come in. So we have warehouse to have all the facility over there to take care of all the equipments. So with and also IT equipments, it tend to be they are able to go into the right temperature. Means the temperature will be for quite normal in terms of the
Room temperature.
Yes, yes. So most of the server room they have air cons, but when we import it in, I think we're using a professional logistic.
Right.
They will handle. We care up to our warehouse, and the warehouse with proper facility to take care of the goods.
Right. Tell us why Springlab is one of the best partners for any other company out there.
That's a good one. You see, I shared with you a little bit earlier. The key difference us compare with other distributor, we are very focused product that we carry, and product that we carry and the solutions that we provide to the customers and partners, we are complement each other. And the most important thing is to the partners or to our customers, they are looking at how can you bring more value to them in terms of solving their problem, solving their challenges. So when we go in to talk to any reseller or any customers, we always hear from them first.
Right.
Hear from them, then we want to become their trusted advisor. That will be different compared with other.
How do you like
distributor.
it collaborating with Springlab Distribution?
Well, so far the partnership is going very well.
Right.
Yeah, so well that in fact, right now Springlab is our only distribution partner in Malaysia. So you could say, in a certain sense, they are our eyes and ears and our face and hands in Malaysia market.
Right.
Yeah. So as Delssohn already pointed out, yeah, they have the skill set, they have the complementary product, and as I said earlier, one of the key reasons why we chose to work with Springlab is that they get all the key messages, the key benefit that our solution can offer.
Yes, and hopefully this partnership will go on for many, many years to come. Now, in terms of PCI flashcards, why did Violin Memory stop it?
I'm glad you asked that question because some people perceive that as a negative thing. Yeah, the fact of the matter is if you look at the PCIe card market, yeah, because I pointed out earlier that Violin started by offering and designing and offering a product that addresses the enterprise market as a shared infrastructure. If you look at the PCIe flash card, yeah, while it's high-speed storage as well, it addresses a very different market. It's almost commodity. Yeah, it's getting to a point where it is actually becoming commodity.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, in terms of from the company's perspective, right, you need a very different kind of sales force to sell enterprise-grade infrastructure type product as you would for a commodity product.
Right.
In the partner landscape, you would also need different partners to promote an enterprise infrastructure type product as opposed to a commodity type product. So my own personal opinion is that commodity type products, there's no stickiness with the customer. You could use brand A today, tomorrow you could use brand B, next year you could use brand C. There's no stickiness. Whereas once you commit to an enterprise infrastructure partner that's a longer lasting relationship. So we've decided that that is not the market we want to be in.
So
But
you do not want, you just want to stop it, basically.
no, in fact, nothing is going to waste.
Okay.
So I can't reveal details, but
Okay.
there are actually parties that are extremely interested in acquiring that technology and that
Right.
product from us.
Yes.
People
Because
who are
it's
already
a growing business, you know, and
Yes.
then and then Violin Memory just announces that it has stopped the PCI card. So everyone is wondering why.
Yeah, because I think when we made the decision to go into that market, we were thinking more in terms of offering our customer a step before they get to our flash array. But really, the factors that I pointed out earlier, you need a different sales force, you need different skill set in the company, you need different partners to sell that. And at the end of the day, the customer stickiness, you win this account today, next time they buy again, they could just as easily go to anybody else because
Right,
because of the technology. And also looking forward a little bit, I think there are rumors that the next generation of motherboard from people like Intel
Right.
will start to have flash built onto them.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, so I
okay.
think if that is true, then that will have a very significant impact on the market of
And of course, it
PCIe
would
flash
have,
cards.
yeah, and it would also have an effect on Violin Memory as well.
Well, not so much because customers who buy our product, they are going after, like I said, a shared infrastructure for the entire enterprise.
Right.
When you talk about flash on the main, motherboard of a server, it just addresses the need of one machine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it would not have such a significant impact on Violin Memory.
I wouldn't think so because nowadays, even today, you could plug PCIe flash cards into your server and get a similar result.
Right. Now, Delssohn, could you share some successful story of a product that was simple, it was an IT solution, but yet it was not so competing? And how did you manage, how did Springlab Distribution manage to actually distribute that product?
Like I shared with you earlier, the key differences between us and other player in the market, we don't work. We work on the solutions based on customer requirement. So that is the key difference that compare us with other player.
Right. So is there any kind of problem that Springlab Distribution has solved, or it's seen as a success story for Springlab?
Yeah, we actually solve many customers' challenges because we are the expert from the system down to the storage. So we have customer typically they will have they are try to consolidate their system. They may look into consolidation on network. They also may look into consolidation on storage. So this is the trend, and people are talking about minimize the capex and looking at the opex. So these are the key elements that we've been helping customer solving their challenges, and I think we have most of the success story in various of industry, especially FSI.
And where do you see Springlab in 10 years' time?
That will be in 10 years' time. What we are looking at, we will want to have a biggest one-stop value-added distributor towards to our reseller. That's the key one because at the end of the day, there will be so many competitor out the market. But to us, in 5 to 10 years' time, we are looking at to have our own IP.
Right, and of course for Violin Memory, what is your outlook for this year?
You mean in terms of the Malaysian market?
Yes, in terms of Malaysian
Yeah,
market.
we are actually very, very positive because this is, at the end of the day, a new partnership. So in fact, we're going to have a launch event to
Right.
celebrate our partnership tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it will be tonight.
Yes.
All right.
So we're targeting some of the existing system integrator partners that work with Springlab already. Yeah. So we are at the stage where building the what we call the sales pipeline. So the opportunities are rapidly building up. So we expect the second half of the year to be the time when we actually reap that benefit.
Right,
Yes.
so second half of the time where Violin Memory will reap that benefits. Thank you so much, Maurice and Delssohn, for being on our show and discussing with us the most important insights of the IT solution sector. Now, yes, we are going to look further into the launch of Maurice and Delssohn's companies, where they are going to have a great launch tonight, and please do not miss on that. So we're going to take a short commercial break and we'll be back with you with more news and updates, so stay tuned with us.